Ridley Scott's American Gangster is a film I've been meaning to watch before this now for years. I mean, it came out 11 years ago now. I was hoping, my hopes were relatively high. You know, it's got Denzel and Russell Crowe as the two leads. It's directed by Ridley Scott, way before he went to being a senile retard. It's got a good writer, Steve Zalian, I suppose you say it. He did the screenplay for, Gangs of New York, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, The American One, a number of other stuff. Moneyball, stuff I've all generally enjoyed. And it got some Oscar nominations, and it had high ratings on all the websites. So, not that you can always trust that of any of those things, but all of those put together led me to believe that it would at least be okay at best. At least like a passable movie, a 7 out of 10, something like that I could generally recommend to someone else. I was really disappointed in this movie. It is so fucking boring and long, and it's snail's pace for the story, where they don't even really get into the meat of the plot until maybe 40 minutes in. It's just setting everything up, but not with anything really to chew on, because it's really predictable and really by the numbers as far as how they dole out information and character action. It's not a fault of Russell or Denzel, respectively, as actors. I more blame Ridley Scott for this. And it's just the whole pacing of it is just fucked. Like, I know usually people say that it's more the atmosphere than it is the characters in a Ridley Scott movie that you should be going for, but nah, usually there's way more to chew on than this. The story is just so threadbare. It is preachy at times too. It's like Law and Order SVU tier preachy at major beats throughout the movie, and it's really pathetic, and I'm just rolling my eyes waiting for it to end. The violence is laughably stupid and over the top. Whether or not it's based on a true story, which apparently it was, I didn't even think about it as that. If I read, I'm not interested to read the real story. If I did, I'd probably hate this movie even more, because just like the last Ridley Scott movie that just came out, All the Money in the World, people all the time in Hollywood, we gotta make sure audiences aren't bored, sensationalizing facts about the story so that it's more entertaining to your average schmo. It's like, why even try to make a quality movie if you're just planning on dumbing it down? If that's your MO, like, fuck yourself. Not just Ridley Scott, like so many people do it. You know, once in 100 years will you get something like Amadeus, where they just changed the real story so completely that it still works as its own kind of artistic, thing. It's metamorphosized into something new. But never for something like this does it work. It tweaks on what the story is in real life to make it a little bit better, more interesting. Is an equivalent to the changes George Lucas has made on re-releases of Star Wars, where it just fucks up what was more than fine to begin with, especially if it's a fucking based on true story. No, I was sorely disappointed in this movie. I couldn't wait for it to be over. Pathetic ending, preachy morals, waste of time.